Get ready for The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to The Splash Live.
Hello and welcome back to The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show. Your stories from your hometown on your community media. Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. This is the place you go to get the stories from directly in your hometown in Kegel Harbor, in Sylvan Lake, in Orchard Lake Village, and in West Bloomfield Township, as well as a little bit of news from throughout Oakland County that, of course, affects us here in the Greater West Bloomfield area. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside Dayan Chaaban. We thank you for joining us as you can each and every day throughout your work week on Comcast Channel 15 and on AT&T Channel 99. In addition, you can find us on the web on civiccentertv.com in high definition, both live and on demand, and find out all the times that the Splash Live and your other favorite programmings, including municipal meetings, historical programs, live special events, are airing by viewing our brand new program schedule each and every day, civiccentertv.com. That's also where you'll find where we're broadcasting live on social media, including on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15 and on YouTube at Civic Center TV. In addition, you can take us on the road with you safely on 89.3 Lakes FM each and every day in the Greater West Bloomfield community. On the radio, your favorite Civic Center TV programming simulcast all day, every day, on the big 89. Diana, as the clouds started to come in yesterday and a little bit of rain, a lot more of the same throughout the rest of this week.
That is true, Tyler. We're having a very cloudy week, if we must say. It's very fall-like. For today, rains are going to halt a little bit. They're going to give us a break for today, and we will still have a cloudy morning, and the clouds will start to decrease throughout the evening, giving us a partly cloudy night. Today, we're going to expect highs of 58 degrees and low of 45 degrees. And as we move into Thursday, we're looking at highs of 50 degrees Fahrenheit and a lows of 42 degrees. Rains and showers are expected to start early in the morning with a cloudy afternoon and more rain expected throughout the evening. So there will be a possibility of rain again tomorrow evening, similar to yesterday, Tyler. And as we move into Friday will bring us highs of 52 degrees Fahrenheit and the lows of 48 degrees. The morning will also start with showers on Friday and will taper off as the day progresses. It will remain mostly cloudy, though, with a chance of light showers throughout the evening. So a little bit of clouds, some rain. So it's going to make sure you keep your umbrellas with you and stay warm. Also, as you always advise our viewers, Tyler, keep that hoodie in your car. I know a lot of people are just out there just walking and they're enjoying the really chilly weather, but it's important that we keep a hoodie. It is flu season after all.
Yeah, luckily yesterday I was outside for a little bit as we got ready for our West Bloomfield Planning Commission meeting coverage last night, which you can, of course, always find on demand and replaying on civiccentertv.com. Going in between our building and right next door at Town Hall. Very cool last night. Luckily, I had my sweater on, so I was all prepared for that. And afterwards, a little bit of rain, and happened to have my umbrella with me also, running from building to building, feeling a little bit like Mary Poppins flying up in the air with a little bit of that light wind. But hey, nonetheless, keeps you dry and keeps you warm during this cooler season of the year. Plenty making headlines throughout the Greater West Bloomfield area on this Wednesday in our community in Oakland County. The Board of Commissioners an Oakland County Commissioner had proposed a resolution to the Board of Commissioners regarding the Roosevelt School demolition. We'll get more information on that later on in the program, tell you about the resolution and how that may affect discussions on Roosevelt going forward. West Bloomfield Parks and Bloomfield Hills Schools are set to break ground on a new community park this evening at the old Pine Lake Elementary School location. We'll be on site there and we'll tell you more about how you can participate in this new era beginning on the eastern side of our community. A flu vaccine clinic is coming to West Bloomfield Town Hall today. We'll tell you about that. Plus, we'll take a look back at a segment with Zachary Yaksich from the West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House, where we talked to him about Alana's Foundation, which is the organization that is organizing this clinic today. Talked to him about influenza, about the dangers of the seasonal flu, and why his organization focuses both on education and on, of course, helping people get their flu shot every year. Replicas of historic art pieces are still spread throughout southeastern Michigan throughout the rest of this month, courtesy of the Detroit Institute of Arts and their Inside Out program. We'll tell you more about that and some places you can visit to see some of this art on display throughout the rest of this month. The West Bloomfield Police Department is warning of a Google voice scam targeting online buyers and sellers. Dayan Chaaban will give you details on that later on in the program. In addition, we'll also continue to recognize National Principals Month in partnership with the West Bloomfield School District, plus plenty more stories about events you can participate in our local community, how you can get involved in preserving our local history, plus even more information about job opportunities, including jobs with the West Bloomfield Police Department. Plenty more of your stories from your hometown on your community media coming up in just a little while. Stay with us right here on The Splash Live.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Take a break and tune in to The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Kieft and Dayan Chaaban as they go through headlines, events, and update you on the day-to-day in Oakland County. Catch us live Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on civiccentertv.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at civiccentertv.com and click schedule at the top of the screen. And now, back to The Splash Live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show. Your stories from your hometown on your community media, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside Dayan Chaaban. One of the top stories in our local area, a big topic of debate amongst the people of the Greater West Bloomfield community, especially in the Lakes area, has been the future of Roosevelt School, which has been shuttered for a couple of years at this point after some safety concerns inside the building ended up moving students virtually and out of school and then into the old Abbott Middle School location ever since for their Roosevelt Elementary School education. Now the West Bloomfield School District, as a result of their passing of several points of recommendation from the Strategic Visioning Committee, are prepared to demolish the 103-year-old building in Keego Harbor later on this year. That would happen in the spring or in the summer at the conclusion of this school year, or possibly after next school year. That's where that currently stands in terms of decisions by the West Bloomfield School District directly. That being said, the community in Keego Harbor and in the Lakes area has a strong opposition to that decision and is doing their part in order to encourage the school district to reconsider the demolition of Roosevelt. That includes one Keego Harbor resident who also happens to be an Oakland County Commissioner, Kristen Nelson from the 10th District, recently made a resolution. This resolution was resolution number 2023-3447 at the Oakland County Board of Commissioners Legislative Affairs and Government Operations Committee. Among the several different points of the resolution was recommending that the school district reconsider the closing of Roosevelt Elementary School, which would move over 300 students to different elementary schools throughout the district, whether or not they should even continue proceeding forward with their plans to demolish the building, as well as calling for the school district to increase their communication with the community and their discussion with the community on the future of Roosevelt and the property. You can find the full resolution on oakgov.com/BOC. And it's also posted on Facebook and other outlets in groups such as the Sokigo group on Facebook by Commissioner Nelson. That resolution passed at the committee level on Tuesday morning. Actually, during our Tuesday morning edition of this show, it passed by a margin of 5-0, no opposition at that meeting, with 4 commissioners not in attendance for that committee meeting. That then moves this resolution on to the full Board of Commissioners. They will vote on that next week. That is scheduled for Tuesday, October 17th. That vote. We have both reached out to Commissioner Kristen Nelson as well as the West Bloomfield School District for comment at the time that we are broadcasting this episode live and recording it for later on in this morning for the broadcast. We have yet to receive a response from either Commissioner Kristen Nelson or the West Bloomfield School District in this matter. Should we receive any response during the live recording of this show and live airing of this show, we will be certain to let you know and provide an update. And we are continuing to reach out to both parties for comment on this going forward on this week's editions of the Splash Live. Dayan, this is part of an ongoing discussion. There's a lot of passion in the community on this issue, especially when it comes to those that are in opposition of the demolition of Roosevelt, with even a group in Keego Harbor and in the Lakes area forming specifically with the mission to have further discussion with the West Bloomfield School District and possibly work with them to reconsider this demolition.
Yesterday, I must mention that a group of community members, community members organized this group to go and speak publicly behalf on Keego Harbor residents to talk about how much the school means to them and how old it is. As you mentioned, Tyler, it's a 103-year-old school. They proposed some different plans for this school, such as making it a historical site or some community site. It should be, of course, renovated. It should be taken care of, because we do know that the main reason behind deciding to demolish the Roosevelt School is that it's a very old building that needs to be renovated, and it's not good to be a school anymore. So there was a lot of passion in the meeting yesterday. A lot of Keego Harbor citizens were opposing the demolition. They were very emotional about this building. So again, if anybody wants to watch it, they can watch it on the OakGov on their YouTube page, YouTube page, and they can see all these comments, all these public speakers, and all these residents talk about how much this school means to them.
Oakgov.com/BOC is the best resource for information on Oakland County Board of Commissioners meetings, as well as discussions, minutes you can also find from those meetings, so you can get more information on the comments that were made. And they also will have a link to their YouTube page on oakgov.com/BOC, so you can see what the discussion was on this resolution at Tuesday's Legislative Affairs and Government Operations Committee meeting. I would also highly encourage you, for even more context, to go to our website on civiccentertv.com on our on-demand page on the right side of the screen. If you scroll down to Meetings and West Bloomfield School District Board of Education, they had a meeting on September 18th last month that discussed this issue at length at the board level, plus a long string of public comment, over an hour of public comment, nearly 90 minutes of that from the community on their thoughts on the Roosevelt situation, as well as the recommendations of the Strategic Visioning Committee. You can find all of that and watch that meeting in full right now on our website on civiccentertv.com by clicking on our on-demand page and get all the information that you need, the context that you need, what's led up to this, and the information you need to know on the basic level as you follow along with the story. Highly recommend that you do that. Again, we've reached out to both Commissioner Kristen Nelson from District 10 in the Oakland County Board of Commissioners, who proposed this resolution to the Legislative Affairs and Government Operations Committee, which has now passed that resolution unanimously 5-0, and that will move on to the Board of Commissioners, as well as the West Bloomfield School District for further comment. We will keep you updated as the story continues to develop. Across town at the old Pine Lake Elementary School location, a new park set to open there in partnership with West Bloomfield Parks and Bloomfield Hills Schools. That dedication going to happen this afternoon, this evening, 5:45 p.m. tonight. Pine Lake Park will be dedicated with its new parkland in partnership between Bloomfield Hills Schools and West Bloomfield Parks. We will be there. We'll record the full ceremony as they dedicate the park tonight and have that for you broadcast on Civic Center TV later on this week. You can join in on it. It is open to the public at Pine Lake School's old location, Pine Lake Park, at 3333 West Long Lake Road between Middle Belt and Orchard Lake in West Bloomfield. That dedication, again, going to happen this evening at 5:45 p.m. Should inclement weather roll into our neighborhood, which is not expected today at this current time, they will reschedule that to a later date at some point next week. But so far, full steam ahead for tonight's Pine Lake Park dedication at 5:45. Again, that is 3333 West Long Lake Road in West Bloomfield Township. And another great park coming to our community. West Bloomfield Parks actually was at last night's Planning Commission meeting in West Bloomfield to talk with the Planning Commission about some of what they're considering in terms of amenities and renovations to what's currently on that land right now and the amenities that are currently there, what may be coming to Pine Lake Park in the future. But at the very least, tonight, that dedication, Dayan, celebrating the beginning of this new partnership and a new era in West Bloomfield's parklands.
Can you hear me now? I'm sorry, there was a technical issue with my mic. Tyler, as we always mentioned today, as we mentioned earlier in this week, this is going to be a great park. It's going to be 21 acres, a huge land for our community members to enjoy. There's going to be a lot of amenities, and they will continue to renovate and develop these amenities, whether it's the courts that are available there and the playing area. There's plenty of stuff to do. The hiking trails as well. They are continuing to develop it. If people can check on WB Parks, how they will continue to develop this amazing park throughout the years and how they will raise these funds. So much to do in that park already, Tyler. It's already there. There's already plenty of stuff to do, and it will continue to get better and better. A very great park for, again, as we said, we did not have this huge of a park in the east side of our community. So this is a great park for people, residents living in the east side of our community. Again, it's a great, beautiful 21-acre, huge park for anybody who's a nature lover. If you want to enjoy your hikes, or if you want to just go there and enjoy some basketball and other sports, it's all over there.
Yeah, very close to a couple of nearby neighborhoods. It's a short distance away from the West Bloomfield Trail that takes you both into the Orchard Lake area of West Bloomfield Township, Orchard Lake Road area of West Bloomfield Township near the Crosswinds Shopping Mall, and in the other direction toward Keiko Harbor and Sylvan Lake. So really close to the trail, has some amenities on site, and will continue to be developed through the years. They're going to replace some of the play structures that are there that are years old and are in need of replacement. That's some of their immediate plans, but also considerations down the line for basketball courts, for updating their tennis courts, maybe even adding pickleball, also a point of discussion at last night's Planning Commission meeting, and will also be something discussed, I would presume, tonight at 5:45 at the Pine Lake Park dedication. Again, we'll be there. We'll record it in full. We'll have that live for you, or live to tape for you, as we call it in the business, later on in this week on CivicCenterTV.com. So stay tuned for information on all of that. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. On the other side, we'll focus on the seasonal flu. We'll hear from Zachary Yaksich, who I had a chance to talk to from Alana's Foundation at the West Bloomfield Fire Department open house, about the foundation, about their work, and then we'll learn more also about a vaccine clinic that they're holding today at West Bloomfield Town Hall. We'll tell you when that is going to happen and how you can get involved after this break. Stay with us. More of your stories from your hometown on your community media up next on The Splash Live.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let you go. Never gonna let
When you have a gambling problem, you have a money problem. Don't let your gambling cause you financial hardship. If you or someone you love is struggling with gambling, we can help. Get free confidential counseling and win your life back. Learn more at michigan.gov/problemgambling.
And now, back to The Splash Live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show. Your stories from your hometown on your community media, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside Dayan Chaaban as we're into the middle of October and the weather's getting cooler. We're getting that much closer to the flu season starting to take an impact on our local community. And there's a local organization called Alana's Foundation that was founded, unfortunately, out of tragedy related to the seasonal flu. And now Zachary Yoksich, his wife, and his family have taken that tragedy that they experienced and used it as a means to inspire themselves and the community to keep informed about the seasonal flu and to protect themselves and their community from the potential dangers of influenza. I had a chance to talk to Zachary Yoksich at the fire department's open house just a couple weekends ago, and it's really relevant today because they're holding a vaccine clinic at West Bloomfield Town Hall this afternoon, 3:30 until 5 o'clock at West Bloomfield Town Hall. You can currently register online for that, or you can show up unregistered for that and provide your information on site. Just make sure if you have insurance, you bring your insurance card. And if not, you have the information that you need in order to fill out their forms and get your free flu vaccination or heavily subsidized flu vaccination at today's event. Had a chance, as I said, to talk to Zachary Yoksich at the West Bloomfield Fire Department open house. And let's take a look at that as we can get more information from him directly on finding Alana's Foundation and why he and his family do the work that they do every single day to warn the community and inform the community about the seasonal flu. Let's take a look. Zachary Yoksich from Alana's Foundation joining us at today's event, as they do every year, to talk about the seasonal flu and the dangers of the flu, but also provide flu vaccinations to our community as they do all throughout the season. Zachary, thanks for joining us. Just give us a little bit of background for those unfamiliar with Alana's Foundation about the work that you do here in Greater West Bloomfield and across our communities locally and beyond.
Sure, thank you. Alana's Foundation was developed in memory of my daughter, Alana, who in 2003 was 5 years old. She would have been 26 years old today. It was 20 years ago. It's unbelievable. The time went so fast. But she passed away from the flu. So when that happened, I decided to, make that passing some purpose and to educate people how important it was, how dangerous the flu was, how important it was to get vaccinated and protect themselves to prevent that tragedy from happening to other families. So we do that I do many speaking engagements to the communities, schools, churches, and so forth. And then more importantly, we set up clinics like we are here today and make the vaccine convenient and affordable for people to receive.
That's so important to have that convenience and that affordability to these vaccinations, especially for the seasonal flu, because it is constantly changing. There's a new dominant strain or predominant strain every single year, and there seems to be this misconception that, well, the seasonal flu, it's been around for so long, it doesn't hit people necessarily as hard as other respiratory diseases like maybe COVID-19, but it is something that does hit people hard, and it is something that can be deadly, especially if you don't treat it. And that's part of at the crux of what your organization is trying to advocate for and educate in our community every day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, reportedly, if you look up statistics on the CDC, you'll see that it's reported that 60,000 people, up to 60,000 people a year, actually die from the flu, which doesn't seem like a lot when you compare it to COVID numbers when we came out of a pandemic. But 60,000 people from something that could be prevented as simple as getting a vaccine, that's a lot of people. So, and most people don't realize it. I myself was guilty of it as well. Alana was not vaccinated. My children were not vaccinated for the flu because we didn't know. I had no idea. And at that time, my children didn't fall within the age recommendation, so the pediatrician didn't make the recommendation. So, yeah, it's often treated as common as, oh, it's just the flu. I hear a lot of people say, I had just the flu. And there's no such thing as just the flu, because when you actually have the flu, you are out. So.
We're joined by Zachary Yoksich from the Alana's Foundation. You can find more information on their website, alanasfoundation.org. They have vaccination clinics all throughout our community, all throughout the flu season, and of course plenty more information you can find, including facts about influenza all year long, on their website, alanasfoundation.com. And Zachary Yoksich joining us at Fire Station number 1 for the Fire Department Open House. And as you're going through the community, through our local area, and you're having these discussions on the flu, and you're talking about the facts that your organization's had researched for years and knows from memory that people don't necessarily access every single day or have in the back of their head, what do you find tends to be the reaction after you give them that information and they see firsthand just the way that influenza does impact our community every single season?
Yeah, it's actually surprising that what my Alana's story is not necessarily unique, but what it is, because I'm local, it's putting a face and that makes it real. And I think what you said was, there's not a time I don't, after a speech or a talking engagement or educational session, whatever it is, somebody comes up to me. I've even had people in the medical profession, nurses and doctors, who said, I'm in the field, and up until today, I never got the vaccine. After I heard your story, I'm getting myself vaccinated. I'm getting my children vaccinated. So that's the most surprising thing that's happens, is that, and I shouldn't say surprising. That's the impact, I guess, with putting a face and making it real instead of just being a statistic.
You hear those stories, you see how it actually has affected somebody right next door to you or in your community, and it changes the narrative on just how big of an impact this disease can have each and every day. And part of your efforts, too, to get people vaccinated is to go out in the community and provide, as you said, that affordable and simple access to these vaccines. And you have a couple of vaccination clinics coming up, obviously today, at Fire Station number 1. One of those is going on today, but the others are coming up, and more information on that on alanasfoundation.org.
Yeah, we're actually going to be in the township here in a couple of days as well. And then if you go on our website, you can look up, and you'll see the list of our clinics that we're hosting. We're going to be in some various schools around the area as well. But aside from that, if you don't see a clinic that works for your schedule, go to your doctor's office, or almost on every street corner now, the pharmacies are administering as well. So just stop in and get yourself vaccinated and protect yourself and your family.
We talked to a doctor on our program, The Splash Live, recently, who said the best time to get your flu shot is as soon as possible. The second best time is right away. And so great resources in our community, such as Alana's Foundation, make that really easy for people to get their vaccinations right here in our community. alanasfoundation.org. You'll find more information about their upcoming vaccination clinics, including one coming up very soon at West Bloomfield Town Hall in a few days. Zachary, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate having Zachary Oxich from Alana's Foundation on the program with us. Our full broadcast from the West Bloomfield Fire Department open house can be found on CivicCenterTV.com, and you can watch it each and every day by following along with our programming schedule to check your listings for when we will be re-airing that full program all week long. In addition, you can find more information on Alana's Foundation by going to their website at alanasfoundation.org. Today, it was mentioned in that interview that they have some vaccination clinics coming up. I had said in there that there was one a few days away. At that point, there was, but now that day has come. It is today, Wednesday, October 11th, 3:30 p.m. until 5 o'clock this afternoon at West Bloomfield Town Hall. You can join Alana's Foundation for a free flu vaccination clinic. It is open to everyone, whether they are West Bloomfield residents or not. They can come to this particular vaccine clinic tonight, and it is encouraged that they go online and they register in advance of coming to this. Although that's not necessarily a requirement in order to get your vaccination. Pre-registration ensures adequate vaccine supply, so it does really help them. Otherwise, you may put yourself at risk of not being able to get a vaccination today if they are to run out of their supply at today's event. So to pre-register, go online, alanas.vna.org. That's alanas.vna.org. And Calvin, we have the flyer for today's vaccination clinic happening at Town Hall. If we can put that up on the screen and zoom in a little bit on that QR code. You're seeing on the left Alana, who is the daughter of the Oxich family that this organization was founded off of. And now, thank you, Calvin, as he zooms in on that QR code. If you scan that, if you pause our video on CivicCenterTV.com, on our YouTube and our Civic Center TV Facebook page, and scan that QR code, it will take you to alanas.vna.org, where you can enter the clinic ID of 1826 and the passcode of Alana's 2023, and then register yourself and others for today's vaccination clinic. Another place you can go for more information is just go straight to wbtownship.org. On their homepage, if you scroll down to just about the bottom of the homepage under upcoming events, or go to their events calendar, there will be a link for 3:30 to 5 p.m. flu vaccination clinic in the Town Hall lunchroom. If you click on that, that will bring up more information in another window that will give you all the information you need to know on this vaccine clinic. That flyer we just showed on the screen, a copy of that is included, that has the clinic ID, has the password, has the QR code, as well as the link to go to the website to pre-register for this event that is happening later on today. Again, 3:30 to 5 p.m. at West Bloomfield Town Hall. All attendees must complete an online consent form that includes whether you are insured or uninsured or underinsured. In the case of those being insured, you got to bring a copy of your insurance card to the vaccination clinic today. If you are uninsured or underinsured, Alana's Foundation subsidizes quadrivalent injectable flu vaccines as available for ages 2 and onward. This is a first come, first served basis at today's vaccination clinic. All the more reason to pre-register so they know how much vaccine they need at this event this afternoon and through the early portion of this evening, because if you don't pre-register, they may run out before you get there. So again, more information, wbtownship.org, and you can keep up to date with Alana's Foundation and their other educational opportunities and vaccine clinics going forward if you can't attend today at alanasfoundation.org. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. On the other side, historic art spread all throughout Oakland County and southeastern Michigan, courtesy of the Detroit Institute of Arts. We'll tell you where you can see that and how much more time you have before those art pieces go away for the season. Plus, the West Bloomfield Police Department warning of an ongoing scam affecting online buyers and sellers. We'll tell you more about that and what to watch out for after this break. Stay tuned. More of your stories from your hometown on your community media coming up next on The Splash.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Take a break and tune in to The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Kieft and Dayan Chaaban as they go through headlines, events, and update you on the day-to-day in Oakland County. Catch us live Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show. Your stories from your hometown on your community media, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft alongside Dayan Chaaban. The DIA, the Detroit Institute of Arts, has for the past several months had replicas of historic pieces of art spread all throughout the Tri-County area, including here in Oakland County, as part of their DIA Inside Out program that begins every summer and runs through the middle of the summer all the way through the end of October. We've had some of these art fixtures be in West Bloomfield Township in past years, and they're still available in nearby areas throughout Oakland County. But you're running out of time in order to see these art pieces and find them throughout our community. If you haven't done so already, the Inside Out program is concluding at the end of October. Here are some of the locations throughout Oakland County that you can find some of these different pieces of art spread throughout those locations. They're at the E.L. Johnson Nature Center in Bloomfield Hills, several different locations throughout the E.L. Johnson Nature Center, just off of Franklin Road and Long Lake in Bloomfield Township. Also, there are pieces of art spread throughout several other communities, including Clawson, Commerce Township, White Lake, and Pleasant Ridge, as well as on one of the campuses locally of Oakland Community College. You can find more information on where all these different pieces of art are spread throughout the community by visiting dia.org and navigating over to their Inside Out exhibitions location. You can find that again, dia.org. And if you search for Inside Out, you can find even more information on the program and maybe even how you can encourage your local leaders to petition to have these art pieces in your community next year, including right here in the Greater West Bloomfield community, where we've had some of these over the past couple of years. West Bloomfield, not this past summer, but the summer before, having had these pictures in our local community. And Diane, a great little scavenger hunt for people to do throughout the community over the weekend as they're enjoying some time outdoors. They can also enjoy a lot of really great art from these replicas spread all throughout Oakland County.
Tyler, funny, it's actually very interesting because the other day I saw one myself. I wasn't even looking for these replicas.
It appears we've lost connection briefly to Dayan Chaaban, but again, there you are. She's back now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, please continue.
Yeah, Tyler. So as I was saying earlier, I was walking my dog the other day, and I was very, very happy to find one of these art pieces in downtown Plymouth. It was a very nice art piece of, I think it was an older Michigan painting. Some very, very beautiful art pieces. Very interesting to find and look at. So this is a great way for the DIA to get these people to engage with them outside of their institute itself. So very, very interesting initiative. And they also mentioned that whoever finds these pictures, if you want to take a picture of them, take a picture beside these pictures, you can always share with them at DIA Detroit on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Very interesting. Again, Tyler, this is to foster engagement with these art institutes and to get people more, engaged. I'm using this word again, with the arts in our community. Such a beautiful, beautiful initiative from the DIA.
Again, more information on the Inside Out program can be found on dia.org, and that program does conclude for the season at the end of October, so just a little bit over a couple weeks left to go before the conclusion of this program for this year. You've got actually 3 weeks from yesterday left until the very spooky end on October 31st this season. Dayan, some concerns online were posted by the West Bloomfield Police Department, some ongoing scams. We talked about some scams both in person and over the phone affecting residents in Sylvan Lake. Now the West Bloomfield Police Department warning of another ongoing scam that involves Google Voice. Give us more details, please.
That is true, Tyler. So the West Bloomfield Police Department is warning online buyers and sellers about this new scam. It's the Google Voice scam. So anybody who has a listing or post they're trying to sell or rent their house or rent their apartment, or even try to sell their animals online, you do usually provide your number. These people will attempt and call you on this number and pretend that they are interested in buying or selling you some stuff from them. Okay, so they're interested, and they would ask you to send them a code that has been sent to your phone number. So usually we do provide our numbers on these listings, or we do after they contact us, we do provide this number. They would ask you to give them this code that has been sent to your number as a text message. When you do give them that number, they will have access to all your phone. They can make texts through your phone from different devices. They can also call from your number. So I don't know if people know how Google Voice works. So when you do have a Google Voice account, you can access anything that's going through your phone and from your phone, or you can call from several devices, whether it's a tab or even a laptop. They can do all this through your phone. So they will be running a scam and scamming other people through your phone number, and it will lead directly to you. If it is an international organization, people in the U.S. will feel more comfortable talking to a U.S. number. So this is their goal. Their goal is to have a U.S. number and communicate with our community members and the nation and people in our nation in general through these U.S. numbers. So people should be very vigilant and very careful with these, with whoever they are trying to sell, if they are trying to sell online or buy anything online. Tyler, there's also a twist to this. It's very disturbing that they're also using lost puppies or like lost animals online to try and go on with this scam. So people should be very careful. If you do find, I know we are very compassionate community. If you are trying to help someone with their lost puppy, or if you do have a lost puppy, unfortunately, make sure that whoever is gonna talk to you, they will not ask you if they truly have information about your puppy or dog or anything that you have lost. They will not usually ask for your Google Voice code. So the West Bloomfield Police Department asks you to stay vigilant. If it did happen to you and you realize that these scammers were able to unfortunately scam you, make sure you disconnect your phone immediately. Visit the Identity Theft Resource Center. It's idtheftcenter.org. Again, idtheftcenter.org. And make sure you look up these resources, try to see who you can communicate if there was scams. And they do also provide a lot of advice on how to prevent and avoid people from scamming you online.
Yeah, great resources being provided by the West Bloomfield Police Department on this issue. Online scams, not uncommon in today's day and age, becoming more elaborate, more creative in order to get those opportunities a little bit more robust for these scammers and give them even more access to your information. In the past, these scammers had to work really, really hard to get that personal information out of you. Now it's as easy as a few misplaced clicks on your side. That's why the police department making these recommendations. It all kind of goes back to the same basic underlying principles. If someone's asking for your personal information and you don't believe they should have it, one, it is your right to not give out your personal information to anybody, including friends or family or anybody posing as such. And a lot of these organizations, if you're looking to buy something or sell something and someone wants, your personal information like your social security number or passwords to your account, that should be a huge red flag that should really trigger you to hang up the phone, cut off communication, and of course report to local authorities. Plenty more resources on these sorts of issues can also be found on the Facebook page of a couple of our local police departments. The West Bloomfield Police Department is where this story originated from. Facebook.com/West Bloomfield PD. We know very similar posts are made often by the Kego Harbor Police Department, Facebook.com/Kego Police. And it's also good to follow along with the Oakland County Sheriff's Office and other local authorities too, to keep up to date on the latest scams and how you can protect yourself, your family, and others in your community from falling victim to these scams. Also, you can help out the West Bloomfield Police Department by joining the West Bloomfield Police Department and helping really all of our public safety as a full-time public safety dispatcher after a retirement of a dispatcher with almost 30 years of service to our community. They're looking for the next generation of great dispatchers in West Bloomfield. You can join the ranks as a full-time public safety dispatcher by applying online now through October 18th. 1 week left to apply on wbtownship.org/jobs. Pay starting at about $50,000, and after about 5 years, or dependent on your experience as a dispatcher already, upwards of $62,000 could be your pay as you begin this job. You'll be operating a full range of telephone and radio duties in a 24-hour facility, as well as updating and retrieving confidential information, quickly answering calls for assistance, both from residents and calls for assistance and additional support from first responders, for dispatch, for fire, police department, EMS, rescue, and water units throughout the 4 communities. In addition, you'll be conducting records checks and more. A bare minimum to apply for this job is either a high school diploma or a police dispatch experience in order to be considered. However, if you have both, if you have advanced degrees, if you have a wealth of experience, that only makes you a better candidate going forward in this process. Again, you can apply online right now on wbtownship.org/jobs, and you can also call the non-emergency number at the West Bloomfield Police Department for even more information. 248-975-9200 is the non-emergency number. Again, that phone number is 248-975-9200. That's the police department's non-emergency number. And if you ask them about job opportunities and who you can get in contact with about potential opportunities, including this dispatcher job opening, they can point you in the right direction for even more information and insight into this job. wbtownship.org/jobs, the place to go. We'll take a break on The Splash Live. On the other side, we continue to celebrate National Principals Month with the West Bloomfield School District by recognizing another great leader in our community, plus how your fall memories can become fall history here in the Greater West Bloomfield area with the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. More of your stories from your hometown on your community media coming up next on The Splash Live.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiver.
1 in 4 Michigan homes has high levels of radon, a naturally occurring radioactive gas known to cause lung cancer. It doesn't matter where you live or what type of home you have. You won't even know it's there unless you test. So don't wait. Testing is cheap and easy. And if there's a problem, it's simple to fix. Visit michigan.gov/radon to learn more.
We took action. Will you?
This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
1 in 4 Michigan homes has high levels of radon, a naturally occurring radioactive gas known to cause lung cancer. It doesn't matter where you live or what type of home you have. You won't even know it's there unless you test. So don't wait. Testing is cheap and easy, and if there's a problem, it's simple to fix. Visit michigan.gov/radon to learn more.
We took action. Will you?
And now, back to The Splash, live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show. Your stories from your hometown on your community media, Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. I'm Tyler Kieft. Alongside Dayan Chaaban, we encourage you to keep up to date with us all throughout the week and every single day on CivicCenterTV.com. There you can find our program live, The Splash Live, and individual segments, as well as other special programming, such as our coverage live to tape of tonight's Pine Lake Park dedication happening at 5:45 in West Bloomfield Township. We'll have that for you later on this week. We have plenty of archived programming from this year's West Bloomfield Fire Department Open House, the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce's leadership breakfast, featuring a really interesting discussion between Roop Raj of Fox 2 News and Casey Crane from Crane Communications, as well as many of our local business leaders. All of that is on demand on CivicCenterTV.com. In addition, you can always keep up to date with us on our social media on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15. While you're there watching us live, learning more about our programs, give us a like and follow along with us each and every day on your Facebook, where we'll pop up on your home feed. And then also on YouTube, you can find us at Civic Center TV. Subscribe, hit the bell, and every time that we post a video, whether we go live with The Splash Live, as we do Monday through Friday, or we go live with West Bloomfield football on Friday nights, or even just post a video like this week's edition of This Week in Laker Football, you'll get a notification on your YouTube page and be able to follow along with everything happening in your community. West Bloomfield School District this week continues to recognize the month of October as National Principals Month, and recognizing one of the newest members of Team WB, David Gardner, with over 20 years in education. He is in his first year in the West Bloomfield School District, had some big shoes to fill over at West Bloomfield Middle School, taking over for the recently retired Amy Hughes as their new principal, and doing a great job in his first month or so on the job during the school year over at West Bloomfield Middle School. As you're around the team over there, we recognized Lisa Graft, one of their assistant principals, earlier on this week. So as you see Lisa, and of course, as you see the boss man, David Gardner over there, the principal at West Bloomfield Middle School, give them a hello and thank them for all the work that they're doing every single day to keep our schools organized and productive and a friendly environment for our kids and our families every single day. They got a great facility over at West Bloomfield Middle School, great educators, and the kids are off to a great start to 2023, Diane, and a lot of that plays back to the work being done in the administrative office by our principals and our assistant principals.
First of all, congratulations. And we continue to congratulate all these amazing principals that are creating the best atmosphere for our students. We are seeing how successful our students are, whether it's in sports, Tyler, or in different areas, whether it's in science. We've seen a lot, and we do always talk about these success. And these successes could have never been possible without these amazing principals managing these schools and making the best environment for these students. We did talk throughout the summer about how they were preparing for the school. They are working day and night, as we can say, day and night, and throughout the year to make, again, the best school district in our community, Tyler. So we congratulate them. We thank them for all their efforts throughout the year.
That's a big milestone, too, for Mr. Gardner. 20 years in education is no small feat. His first year in West Bloomfield School District, and we're glad to have him at West Bloomfield Middle School, off to a great start in the 2023-24 school year. As they're making fall memories at West Bloomfield Middle School, and you're making your own memories this fall throughout the greater West Bloomfield community, why not preserve those memories and collect history in our community alongside the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society? They're continuing their initiative called Collecting Memories. On their Facebook page, they posted earlier on this week that they're focusing particularly on those autumn memories here in our local community. On their Facebook, they had said, quote, "This history is made by you, your stories, your challenges, and your experiences. These things connect and bind us together as a community," and closed quote. So they want to collect stories from you, pictures from you, videos from you about your experiences in our community in the fall. They'll preserve this for years and decades to come as part of our local history, both at our traditions and our events and new things that pop up over the years as well. A lot of common themes and experiences in the fall in the greater West Bloomfield community include the West Bloomfield campout that West Bloomfield Parks held a couple weeks ago, the trick or treat trail. Halloween in our schools is a big day as well for kids dressing up in their favorite costumes and celebrating the earliest part of our major holiday season near the end of the year. And even they're giving you some prompts to consider as you're writing information or sending in pictures to the Historical Society about your fall memories, such as, what is your favorite Halloween story? Is there a special event that you attend every year in the fall in our community? What activities maybe did you engage in as a child in the fall in the greater West Bloomfield community? Here's how you can get all that information preserved in our history through collecting memories with the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. Contact them on gwbhs.org. Follow the prompt on their screen for their Collecting Memories initiative, or you can send an email to communications@gwbhs.org. Communications@gwbhs.org is the email address. Gina Gregory, the entire team at the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society, hard at work preserving our local history, both today and the history in the past. And Dayan, that's what this is all about. It's taking what's going on right now, which, look, doesn't seem all that historical to us in our community this fall, but 20 years down the line, 50 years down the line, 100 years down the line, people are going to be looking back at today as part of their collective history.
Our grandchildren are going to look at these amazing stories and these amazing people that were in our community and their parents and their parents before them. And they will be definitely very, very happy to see it, to see where they came from, all these community members or these active community members that helped make this community a safe and beautiful and diverse area. So it's definitely a great initiative by the West Bloomfield Historical Society, a very interesting one too, Tyler. For me, I love reading about this stuff. I would love to read about my grandparents and see how they lived here, see their even just looking at their names and their pictures, Tyler. This will be a very, very interesting thing to leave for our children in the future.
Yeah, there's so much historical information available on gwbhs.org, including photos and stories from years past in our community, historic locations that are maybe now something different than they were in the past. And of course, we talked earlier on in this program about resolutions regarding what's happening at Roosevelt and the future of Roosevelt and Keagle Harbor. Their history also preserved through the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society, and some of those stories also there as well. Before we let you go today, we want to let you know that in just a couple of weeks, the West Bloomfield Police Department will be partaking in the Drug Enforcement Agency's annual Drug Take-Back Day. That's going to be happening just 2 weeks from Saturday on October 28th at the West Bloomfield Police Department headquarters in West Bloomfield. You can drop off your expired or unused prescription medications or over-the-counter medications in partnership with the Greater West Bloomfield Community Coalition, Oakland County, the Oakland Community Health Network, the Alliance of Coalitions for Healthy Communities, and Be the Solution. They're accepting expired and unused prescription drugs for safe disposal, encouraging you especially, do not flush your drugs. You can always bring them in as well for Operation Medicine Cabinet if you're unable to participate in the DEA's National Drug Take-Back Day. You can bring in your unused medications every single day at the West Bloomfield Police Department through Operation Medicine Cabinet. Just speak to one of their police service aides at their front desk and let them know you'd like to drop off your unused medication. They'll have you fill out a form, and you'll be able to take care of that very quickly and maintain a safe home, a safe medicine cabinet, and prevent further issues from in our environment by flushing your drugs down the toilet instead. More information on facebook.com/West Bloomfield PD. Plenty more of your stories from your hometown on your community media coming up all throughout the week. Stay with us. The Splash Live continues very soon.